What it do, cyber world. It is your girl, the one and only Ash Brown. And this is the Ash Said It Show. Over 2,000 episodes since 2014, 500,000 streams around the world. None of this is possible without you guys. So thank you so very much. I appreciate all of the love, all of the support, the shares, the cares. It makes a huge difference. Today, we are talking with founder and CEO of Ziggy Bars, the wonderful Rachel Littell. Hey, Rachel.
Hello.
How are you?
Thank you so much for having me on.
Thank you so much for joining us. I know that you are a busy lady, Rachel.
I'm trying to slow down, but life just won't let me.
I get it. But thank you so much for joining us, Rachel. Today, we're talking all about Ziggy Bars. So, starting right at the top of it, where did Ziggy Bars come from?
So it's funny because I have to give some background on why I know how to help people go to the bathroom. I have a daughter who's 22, and when she was young, she had horrible tummy issues, and we had to take her to the doctor, and she was getting physically sick at school, and we had to do x-rays and all that stuff. And come to find out, she was severely constipated, and the doctor asked if, what I was feeding her, and he just kept saying, you need to give her more fiber. And I was doing that, but unfortunately it made it worse because I was giving her the wrong type of fiber because I didn't know the difference. And then she ended up being on laxatives for 6 months, and I had to figure something out because laxatives just aren't, they're not good for you. Right. So this was before Google was a big thing. So I actually had to go to the library. I had to buy books. I had to get magazines, all this stuff. And once I figured out what worked, because let's face it, no one does more research than a mom of a sick kid, right?
This is true.
And once I figured out what worked, I was giving her stuff at home, but I needed stuff like for her lunch pails and like when we were going out, places. And so then I decided to start trying to make snacks, and I made a lot of really bad snacks. And then I finally found I made this one snack that she absolutely loved, and it worked. And it was an absolute game changer. And, I was making them for 20 years, and I actually just graduated from Cal State Fullerton a couple years ago. And in my last semester, I was listening to one of my books on Audible, and it said, if you know of a problem and you know of a solution, you have a business. And I was thinking, I know how to make people poop. Because people for 20 years have still been asking me because they knew about Clarison's issue. Yeah. And so it kind of I had my aha moment, and I thought, oh my gosh, I can make my snacks, and I can help people go, because people don't understand how backed up everyone is. Yes. And I drove straight to my mom's house and told her all about it, and that's how Ziggy Bars was born.
Wow. But no, you're absolutely right. If you know of a problem and you've got a solution, that is a business. That's absolutely what a business is. Wow, that is incredible. So, all right, so you drive to your mom's house and, you got this great idea. What would you say was the first challenge that you faced as a company?
Where to start? Because I had thought of my idea while I was still in school, I was talking to some of my professors, and I was in business school, and they said the thing about the food business is it's unlike any other business. The food business is a beast. And they were willing to help me out a ton, and they were absolutely amazing. But it's just what do you do first? Do you try and protect the name? Do you get your permits? Do you perfect everything and then start selling, or do you start selling and then tweak things along the way? And it was hard to figure out where to start.
Gotcha. But once things started to really develop, and you kind of got your footing down, did you get excited, or were you still kind of scared, a little apprehensive?
I actually don't think I've been scared at all, because after I figured this out for Clarice, my daughter, I ran a daycare, and I had a lot of kids in my daycare that also had constipation issues. Right. And a lot of them were on the spectrum, and so they didn't want to eat the snacks that I made Clarice. And so I tweaked it for them because obviously it wouldn't help them if they didn't eat it.
Right.
And it just kind of opened my eyes to how big of a problem this was. And, you know, I was talking to some of my professors, and they were like, "You're crazy. Kids aren't constipated." I said, "Go home and ask your wives." And every single one of them was like, "Oh, my gosh, yeah, the wife said that the kids were constipated when they were little, you know, yada, yada, yada."
Yeah.
And I've always known that this is a big issue in just across the board. It doesn't matter what age you are. It doesn't matter anything. And so I've known in my gut this entire time that this was going to work out. So I was never really nervous about it. I was more nervous about messing up.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So let's talk about some of those flavors, some of those current offerings today, Rachel.
So we have the original Cinnamon Oat, which is the most popular, and then the flavors that I made for my daycare babies, or as my mom calls them, my painless babies, chocolate and peanut butter, and I ground down the oats so those are smooth. And then we have a brand new one that we just launched a couple days ago, which is pumpkin spice, and it's crazy good. Like I'm surprised at how good it is. You know, and I'm the one that made it.
I love
and then.
Already.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, and soon we're going to launch some low-carb options because we have a lot of people asking for keto reasons and diabetic reasons. So we're going to launch some low-carb ones in the next couple weeks.
Okay. That sounds pretty awesome. Now, I know that we're getting, you know, we're in fall, essentially. So it's fall season, so there's not a whole bunch going on. But maybe in the next season, are there plans for any kind of activations or live events that maybe people can look forward to?
So we are currently in the Kaiser Farmers Market, and we would like to be in more markets like that. However, we get some hangups because a lot of people want to hear my story. It's like my story gives credibility, and because if you look at it, it just looks like a granola bar or like a plain cookie, and people are really surprised at how good they are. Because let's face it, my daughter, when she was little, she wouldn't have eaten it if it wasn't delicious, right? And so it's like they need to hear it from me, and my mom's my business partner. I don't know if I mentioned that. But they need to hear it from us, and so we're kind of stuck on what to do about that. You know, how do I make clones of me and my mom?
And put them in every major city in America. I like that.
Right?
That
would
like
be amazing.
Plan. That would be pretty awesome, Rachel. I'm just saying, you guys might be on to something. I don't know.
I mean, that's going to be my next invention.
Oh, my goodness. So, last but certainly not least, what advice would you offer to the next generation of inventors?
I would say if you know that you have something and you know it in your gut, if people are telling you it's not going to work, I mean, you need to know when to throw in the towel, obviously.
Right. Yeah.
But if you know without a doubt in your gut that it's going to work, just fight for it and keep going. Because I had so many people tell me that it wasn't going to work. And now those people are asking to invest in my business because they did not know the problem was so big. So if your gut says it's going to make it, then you'll make it.
Absolutely. You said it first. Rachel Littell, thank you so much for coming through tonight, Rachel. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you so much, Ash.
And let everyone know.
I really appreciate it.
No, we thank you so much. Let everyone know the best way to get in contact, to, of course, get the Ziggy Bars, and to follow you guys.
So you can follow us at Ziggy Bars on all the major social media handles. And we are at ziggybars.com, ZIGGYBARS. And if you were to ask any question, I'm the one that, me and my mom do everything. So I'll answer because I'm the one that runs the website, and we bake and we do everything. If you have any questions or want to reach out, then you can just reach out on social media or on the website.
Sounds like a plan. Much more success to you, Rachel, you and the team. And of course, you are one of my favorites. So you've got to come back with all the updates, because I know you guys are working on some stuff in the lab there, Rachel. I know you guys are cooking up some stuff we couldn't talk about today, but when you're ready to chat, you're more than welcome back on the show.
That would be fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And I appreciate each and every one of you guys. Thank you so much for your love, your support, your devotion to this show. It would not be what it is without you guys. So thank you so, so very much. And keep in mind, anyone to tell you that you can't do what you want to do, you look them square in the face, you tell them, don't believe me. Just watch. Watch what I do. Watch me make it happen. Watch me make history. That's what we're doing this for, the history books. Social media is nice, but real life is so much better. Until next time, you guys.